not about going to the gym. The modern man wants to see you go to the gym and look good and feel honey and all of that, so that he can pick you up. A responsible man looks for character, looks for behavior, a way of life. How do you carry yourself? How do you see yourself? How do you think? How do you see men? How do you see society? How do you see family? How do you see marriage? How do you perceive life? What is it you are looking for? What are the plans? What are your future plans? Do you have a plan for a family? Do you have a plan for children? What type of child do you want to raise? What do you want your children to become? How do you foresee your children at old age? How do you foresee your husband to look like? What do you want to see in your marriage? What do you want your marriage to look like when you are 70, 80 years old? How do you want to see your husband treat you in your marriage? You know, you work on all those things. You ask yourself questions and you build a rapport with yourself based on those questions. I want to take a look at single mothers and relationship or dating, marriage, or whatever you want to call it. Most single mothers haven't come to the realization that they have a very serious problem, and that the competition they have ahead of them is intense. That there are so many women on earth, and especially here in the United States, and also that there are many young women who have not had children, have not gone through divorce, their lives have not been screwed up. There are a couple of things that single mothers have to take into consideration and use to build a life that is worth living in the home of a man. A single mother, first of all, has to understand that she has a child or children. That is a big handicap for many of them to have men in their lives. Children distract men from dating and marrying women. Once a woman has had a child, the opportunity to get married has dropped by 50%, because most people don't want to marry women that have children. They don't want to be taking responsibility and babysitting other people's children. Very few men will want to love a woman and love their children. If I love a woman and she has children, I will love the children because of my spirituality. But there are many men on earth that will not deal with that type of baggage. It's luggage. It's a lot of load to put on a person you love for the person to have to take care of a child. A single mother needs to know that. A single mother needs to also understand that society frowns at people, women who have been disvirgined and are not married to their husbands. Society frowns at women who have slept with multiple men. Any single mother needs to really, I know at times it's shameful, I know at times it's uncomfortable to think about it, I know at times it's very uncomfortable to have to relate to stuff like this. But this is what you need to work on if you really want your life to come back together. Once you become a single mother, you must come to the reality that you have had sex with another man and that's the way you are seen because you have children. And it will be hard for you to get really responsible people to want to take you back in, except you become an extraordinary single mother with very special characteristics. And it's possible if you can work your way to have those characteristics, and then you will have many men come knocking at your door. I'm not just talking of many men, I'm talking of high quality men who will go for single, unmarried women, young women. And when they want to go for those women, if you fall on their trap, they will not turn away. There are things you need to do. Even when you look at the Bible frowns at women who have been disvirgin and they are not married. So imagine you having children, has married the man you got married to, got divorced, maybe have children. You don't expect society to just accept you easily. You have to work on yourself. This is a reality that you must have to come to terms with, because it's going to help you now know your weakness and know how to work on your weakness to become the commodity that society will cherish. If you don't like my words, I'm sorry. The women of today, they choose words that men should use, and I don't buy into that. And that's why we are addressing this. You have to learn to stop criticizing men. You have to learn to stop looking at men the way the feminist movement look at men. You have to stop looking at men the way the rest of society looks at men. Change your own perception. Give men a better opportunity. I'm not saying be weak for men. I mean, treat men differently. And to help them too. I think that will make a change. That will make a difference. Treating men as if they are douchebags, treating men as if they are irresponsible, treating men as if they don't mean anything, and meanwhile, deep down in you, you need them. But all you want to do is oppress them, intimidate them so that they become weak, and then you can ride them. There are limits. Men have limits. There is a level that you will treat a man and reach, and a man will decide to revolt, to rebel. There is this much men can give to women. Men have a lot of love in their hearts, but that love comes to an end when they realize at a certain point that it's not worth it to keep trying. And so for a woman to think that they can bully a man and tell the man what to do, and then the man will do it, and then they will insist on the man to do another and another and another, it becomes monotonous, and at a certain point, men will give up loving, they will give up trying, they will just want to be by themselves. Now, there are some women who just want to do everything possible to have a man. That's okay. But before you do that, you have to work on yourself. Don't just think that because I'm a man sitting here, you can just walk up to me because you are a woman and want to have a relationship with me. And when I know that maybe tomorrow you're going to screw me, you're going to mess up with my life. If you have a child, I'll have to question myself, why did you first of all have a child without getting married? If you are a single mother, I'll ask myself, why did you get divorced in the first place? Those questions have to ring in my head because I don't want to experience the same thing my friends experienced or what I experienced before. It is therefore very important that you, woman who has gone through a divorce, or who has children to put your acts together. I'm not talking about money, because finances has got nothing to do with marriage. Character has got everything to do about it. Your responsibility as a woman, what you do, your behavior will determine whether you have a man or not, an equality. Who you hang out with, your relationship. Who are you looking to marry? What type of relationships are you craving for? What are you looking for in marriage? Are you just looking for any man? When you have gone through divorce, you have children. It is very important that if you want to go for men or women, you should go for those that are higher than you. They are higher in education, higher in thinking, higher in spirituality, higher in finances, higher in anything. Challenge yourself as a single mother. Don't go dating men who are irresponsible or douchebag. Go for the highest class of men who are looking for women. It doesn't matter if they are looking for women who haven't had children yet. Your behavior will determine what you get. And when you go for those men, it means you have to behave in a way that will match the level of the men you go for. I don't expect to sit here and have to deal with a woman who is behaving like a drug addict. I'm not a drug addict. Or a woman who is not educated. I'm not going to marry a woman who is not educated, because that woman will come and give me headache.
When I talk of education, I don't mean the Western kind of education. I mean general knowledge.
If a woman wants to get married to a man of my caliber, then the woman have to understand the type of man I am, or the type of men that look like me, behave like me, my status, and they work themselves up to that status, and then they will be confident that they will meet a man of my status. Did you find out what happened to your past divorce? Why did you divorce? What happened to the father of your child? Those questions are questions that the man you want to marry will be asking himself, even if he doesn't ask you directly out of respect. If I'm dating a woman who is a single mother, the first day I'm sitting with that woman, or before I even go to date that woman, if she has a child, I'll be questioning myself, is this the right thing I'm doing? Why? Because I'm asking, why did she get divorced in the first place? Why is she having a baby without a husband? Where is the father? Because I myself, I know that if that woman knew that I also had a divorce, I also have children, she will be asking the same questions. What will make a difference is who I have become after the divorce, after having the children. What is in me that makes a difference, that I deserve to have that woman? What is in me that is different, that I need to be a competitor with a person who has never gotten married? Women need to be asking themselves these questions. If I don't have those qualities in me, then I have to be working towards those qualities, because the type of people I want to meet are the people who want women who have those type of qualities. A woman who is bitchy, a single woman or a single mother who is bitchy and doesn't want to change, she will never get a man who is responsible. She will never get a man who cares about her. If she doesn't hang out in places where she can find responsible men, she will be hanging out where she can find people for one night stand and to lay her. Unfortunately, most single mothers are desperate. They need somebody to comfort them. They are stressed out. And so the next man is always easy, an easy target. Most single mothers, they spend a lot of time with their children, so they have no time to work on themselves. So it's literally very difficult to be a single mother and then work on yourself when you are preparing to get a real responsible man in your life. You see that It's an uphill battle. But it doesn't mean that it cannot be done. The thing is, the woman needs lots of help, lots of focus and concentration to reach that level. I, as a man, doesn't want to be carrying the load or be the load bearer of a woman with her children and her responsibilities that she brings from another man's life. But if I have to bear the responsibility of such a woman, then I must have noticed certain qualities in a woman that I like, that a woman has worked on, that influences me to be able to take that woman as a wife of mine. What is the reason I should go and pick up a woman who has had relationships with other men and slept with other men, have children, and then I just go pick up the luggage to come and keep in my house? For what reason should I do that when there are many young women out there who have not been this virgin and they are also looking for men? Well, we may say experience. A single mother may have gone through a lot of experiences, through pain of divorce, having children, has stayed in a marriage and understands certain things and has had divorce, and therefore has lessons that she has learned. If that woman has learned those lessons efficiently and is carrying herself based on the lessons she has learned, then I or any man who is looking for a responsible woman may consider that woman. It is for that reason that women who are single mothers should really take this into consideration and begin to figure out what is it in their lives that they need to work so that they can get back on track and get the man they want in their lives. It's not about going to the gym. I want to make this very understandable to women. The modern man wants to see you go to the gym and look good and feel honey and all of that, so that he can pick you up. A responsible man looks for character, looks for behavior, a way of life. How do you carry yourself? How do you see yourself? How do you think? How do you see men? How do you see society? How do you see family? How do you see marriage? How do you perceive life? What is it you are looking for? What are the plans? What are your future plans? Do you have a plan for a family? Do you have a plan for children? What type of child do you want to raise? What do you want your children to become? How do you foresee your children at old age? How do you foresee your husband to look like? What do you want to see in your marriage? What do you want your marriage to look like when you are 70, 80 years old? How do you want to see your husband treat you in your marriage? You know, you work on all those things. You ask yourself questions and you build a rapport with yourself based on those questions. Think of the type of man you want to be with and work your life to fit that man, and you go out for that man. There are many of them out there. Women who go through divorce or are single mothers and don't care and just want the next man will not care to work on themselves. They will go to the gym, they will go run, they will go to yoga classes, and that's it. They want to get a good job, a good well-paying job. They think money, yoga, and gym will give them the husband they want. You're kidding me. If I want to marry a woman, a good woman, I don't go to the gym, because I know that in that gym they are there for image. They are there for self-image. Women who go to the gym and yoga classes, I know one thing with them. They go for self-image. They go to build a structure and a self-image. They are not ready for marriage. They are not marriage oriented. They think about it. They love it. They want to be married. They want to stay with husbands. But they are not marriage material. Making up your physical body is not making you a marriage material. A marriage material is character, is behavior. After behavior, you will develop a look. A look doesn't come before behavior. Behavior has to come before a look. Because when you develop a behavior, If you develop a spiritual behavior, now you will look for a spiritual look to add on that behavior. And men are very smart to spot that. And that's what you're supposed to be doing, lady. Your gym is not going to attract me. Your dresses are not going to attract me. What will attract me is your behavior, how you see life, how you treat other men. If I see you treat another man like crap, I don't expect you to treat me well just because I sleep with you. You're lying to yourself. If I see you treat another man well, then I would just surely believe that I'm gonna get the best, because you treating other men well, you will certainly want to treat me very well. Unfortunately, there are women that will treat other men well and will not treat their own man well. That's stupidity. I will stop here and leave you with these few clues, and then we will add more in future. But let me just wrap up with this. You have an opportunity as a woman to get any man you want on earth if your behavior matches with the one that men want. If you are a single mother, go to character, change your behavior, and you will get any man you want on this earth. What type of behavior? The next discussion, we'll be talking about that. I love you, and I decree a good thing upon your life, and that the rest of your days be blessed.
Happiness is not purchasable with money. I know that we ought to be happier than the happiest person on earth today. We ought to be healthier than the healthiest person on earth today. And yet, we ought to be smarter than the smartest person on earth today. The gift of happiness is not purchasable with money. The path is through meditation, in which you can achieve freedom and get release from the burden of material pursuit. Practical self-healing from sickness, poverty, negative vibration, and suffering. My mission in this life is to confront evil. My job is to point a pervading light. We believe in one misconception and another. The needs and wants of man are steadily increasing by day. The scourge of daily unrest, the more he has, the more he wants. We are not born into this world to accumulate material wealth. What a waste of precious time and effort. There are better ways to do this, brethren. Practical self-healing from sickness, poverty, negative vibration, and suffering is the purpose of this call. Learn how to unlock negative childhood beliefs and curses holding you back from finding joy while living your dreams and visions. Enter into your own consciousness.
Meditation saved my life. Ashina, breaking the horse, gave me strength and made my bone strong. Ashina is one of the most effective ways to keep your heart strong. Find peace, love, joy, happiness, abundant life, stability, and everything you ever desire in life. My soul and I has prepared a special package for you.